In terms of other activities, of course, there's all these geoengineering activities, and they're fun to read about. Geoengineering, there's putting things in the atmosphere to reflect the light, putting in sort of more long-term particles into the atmosphere fills me with mild anxiety, I suppose. There's even things about a huge bund, an underground seawall around Antarctica that will actually try and hold it together for a lot longer. And there's a lot of modelling in those papers. There's dozens of them. You should all Google geoengineering solutions to climate change, because some of them are quite hysterically weird. Some of them are probably very useful, because in some senses it's a backup plan, and we should have them, and we should have a few of them in our back pocket. Some of these putting things in the atmosphere could actually buy us a lot of time if for some reason it actually goes worse. I mean, Graham might think it's probably going to go better. Some people probably think it's going to go worse. Why not have some geoengineering solutions in our back pocket? The other thing, of course, also we know that energy demand is expected to increase massively. So, you say all these demands, the British expect to be using 2 or 3 times as much total energy by 2050 as they are now. So, you know how much energy your data storage is using. Some vast amount of the world's energy is now data storage. Clean off those iPhones. Go through all those crappy pictures of the same bird that was out of focus 17 times, because that's using something like 10 or 15% of all the, if we keep keeping all these photos. So I think we often underestimate that efficiency is a good thing, and everybody wins by efficiency. It's good for the economy, it's good for everything. So I think efficiency solutions are some of the things we should really pick on and really go fast on. And they're often win-win. They're very good for the economy, and nobody can complain about them. But the geoengineering ones are certainly something that does often get discounted, but we certainly need to keep in our back pocket.
Sorry, Graham, do you want to comment? Yeah.
Geoengineering fills me with dread. The thought that some lunatic somewhere, and there's some lunatics, you've seen a couple of them go into space in the last couple of weeks rather. There's some very rich people out there who come up with some interesting ideas, and I don't know that Hugh mentioned the putting the sulfuric acid up into the atmosphere idea, but you could actually do it at a reasonably cheap cost. But I don't know that I'd be as relaxed living in a world where someone was doing that as I am relaxed living in a world where you're all going to go out of here and use some sort of vehicle which uses carbon, fossil fuel at somewhere in the cycle. Even if you're driving an electric car, it's a black coal fuelled car if you're in Queensland, more or less. Brown fuelled if you're in Victoria, it's a bit worse.